Hey, this is David King from davidbking.com. Today I want to talk about how many cells you have in your body and why you're still broke. And you're probably wondering, what is the correlation between those two? What does the amount of cells I have to do with me being broke and not having any money? I saw a documentary today. I often watch documentaries, listen to interviews, read books. I learn a lot. Something I do, as you can see behind me. And I was watching this documentary, and in the documentary, they were talking about cells and how we have 120 trillion cells in our body. And if you can even think, I don't even know how many zeros that would be 120 trillion. It's like 12 zeros or some crazy shit like that. I don't even know. Anyway, those cells, when you take the DNA within the cells and you stretch them out for the 120 trillion cells, you go to the moon and back like thousands of times. That's how much information is in our body. It's kind of interesting because the food we eat feeds our cells and all this. It's very interesting. Our bodies are very, very dynamic, and that's why I do all this kind of work at healthywildandfree.com. That's not what I'm talking about today. Today I want to talk about being broke, being poor, not having enough abundance, and still living in a scarcity kind of mindset. And what's interesting is people often will say, I'm broke, I don't have a lot of money, I'm poor. They say things like this. They're self-defeating affirmations. Or lack of affirmations. I don't know what you call it. Self-defeating thoughts, self-defeating beliefs, self-defeating statements that continue to reinforce that belief in their life, and it feeds their subconscious and their conscious mind so that they keep acting in the same manner that produces the same results, that feeds the cells the same information, that creates the same results in their life. And if you're familiar with the work of Bruce Lipton and the biology of belief, you understand that the environment of the cell and the environment of DNA and the environment of genes, basically the environment of all these things is very important, because whatever environment it's in is what feeds the growth of those genes, for example. And I believe cells act in the same way. The cellular environment is very important. And not only is your health important, but your beliefs are important. And if you continue to feed yourself negative beliefs, I'm broke, I'm poor, I don't have enough money, whatever, you're feeding your cells that information, and then your cells are basically your unconscious kind of mind. It's your cells run throughout your whole body. It's an information network throughout your whole body, and it continues to create the actions, thoughts, and beliefs that manifest in your actual life. So when someone says to me they're broke, it's a joke. It's not real. No one's broke. There's no such thing as being broke. Broke is nothing but a figment of the imagination and an illusion to believe that you don't have a certain number in your bank account when you log in online or when you go to the bank and ask for your statement. Broke is nothing more than a number misalignment. And the only reason there's that number numerical misalignment is because there's a misalignment with the cells in your body, the 120 trillion cells. And if the cells in your body are reinforced with negative beliefs and negative statements, that keeps feeding your thoughts, beliefs, actions, and results in your life. So you need to start recircuiting, rewiring, and repaving the neural pathways in your brain, and you need to start giving yourself positive affirmations, but also feeding your subconscious mind. So doing things like meditation, feeding your subconscious mind when you're sleeping. Listen to audios that give your subconscious mind a new path, a new belief while you're sleeping. So it enters your subconscious mind, which is 99% of your mental capacity and power, so that when you're sleeping, you're feeding your strength, you're feeding your power, so that when you wake up, your conscious mind, the 1% of mental capacity, power, and output that you're putting out, has that 99% backing it, and it's not pulling it back, it's not pulling it back, it's not pulling it down. So it's important to understand that your cells, the environment that they resonate in, the environment that they vibrate in, the environment that the consciousness around your cells, because your cells have consciousness. Why, when you cut your hand or your toe or your foot or your arm or whatever, or break your arm or bruise yourself, why do you heal? It's because your cells have consciousness. Your cells are made to heal, they're made to be whole, they're made to be abundant, they're made to prosper, they're made to express themselves at their fullest potential. Otherwise, all the bruised scars, cuts, and scrapes throughout your whole life would stay with you, and you would never heal and rejuvenate. So the simple fact that we rejuvenate and rebuild ourselves and repair ourselves tells us that our cells have consciousness attached to them. Now, if we're not using that consciousness attached to our cells, it's working against us and not in our favor. So your subconscious mind and your conscious mind are feeding your cells information that doesn't empower you. So you need to start feeding your subconscious mind and your conscious mind information that creates an environment in your cells, in your 120 trillion cells, throughout your whole body that support your abundance, your well-being, and your prosperity. Because when you do that, you start to operate at a higher level, and the energetic value of your cells increases. The energetic value of what you increase in your production and your value in your life increases. The energetic value of what you attract into your life increases, and the energetic value of those cells and the network of those cells in your life increases your ability to manifest more prosperity and abundance into your life. So it's important to understand your consciousness, your unconsciousness, your subconsciousness, and how these thought patterns and emotions and feelings and all these different things in our life affect the 120 trillion cells in our body. And when we start to do that, we start to align ourselves to breed positive results. Your cells are either breeding positive results or breeding negative results. And that's why I believe health and consciousness and beliefs and thought patterns and just feeling good is so important, because when you start to do those things, you start to increase the environment, the value of the environment that your cells are in within your body, and that increases the value of the results. And when you start to increase the value of those cells, you start to sell, S-E-L-L, at a higher level. You start to operate at a higher level. And when you align your cells internally, what you believe, your thoughts, your beliefs, with what you're selling externally, that's when the magic happens. That's when things start to take shape that you never knew could take form, and it feels like there's something out there working on your behalf. God, the universe, whatever you want to call it. So start believing in abundance, believing in prosperity, and stop feeding the victimhood mentality and the displacement of responsibility in your life. Because whenever you want to change something in your life, it's 100% your responsibility, your choice, and your effort. And you need to use your consciousness and subconsciousness and unconsciousness to do that in your own life, because when you do that, your cells start to change, the environment starts to change that your cells operate in, and your whole life starts to change based off of that fact and premise. So stop playing the victim, stop displacing responsibility, and start improving the consciousness that your cells resonate in within your whole body, and you're going to see results double, quadruple, quintuple, and just blow up like crazy. So feed your cells in your diet, and your consciousness, and your thoughts, and your beliefs, and in every area of your life. And when you start feeding your cells in the right way, you're going to start to see a lot more abundance and prosperity, because those beliefs create the environment that the cells resonate in. So that's it for this video. This is David King from davidbking.com. Thanks a lot for watching this video. Please like, favorite, subscribe, comment, and share, and I will see you on my blog at davidbking.com. Have a great day.